Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, let's go.
Big guy yesterday said that you guys should run the ball more. He was asked about should we run the ball more early. He said we should run the ball more in general. When we run, we're often very successful, not only picking up yards, but picking up big chunks of yards. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do. I mean, if if we're having success running the football, sometimes we continue to run the football. I look at the beginning of the second half. I think there were 7 runs in that drive, and we ended up turning it over. So, I mean, look, it's definitely a fine line. You'd love to have balance. We just got in a situation where we fell behind, and we fell behind. And even in the third quarter, it was 20-3, and we're working ourselves back. So, I love to run the football, and I think our guys are good at it, and we've been successful at it. But at the same time, we can't get behind in football games because sometimes the running game won't allow you to get back fast enough.
In reviewing what happened yesterday, you didn't run it very much at all. You didn't have a whole lot of chances early, but I think your first 4 plays were pass plays. Do you think that you need to establish the run earlier, I guess in general?
First play of the game was an RPO. It was a run, and so it was a called RPO. It was a run pass option, and we elected to throw it. So it's it's a 50-50 run pass. So and then we were second down. Second down was a shot play, and then we were 3rd and 7. So we only had 6 plays in the first quarter. It just goes back to what I've said, this past week. I mean, we've got to figure out how to start games faster, stay on the field longer, and generate points early in football games. Because if you go back to our history, the times that we've had success as a football team, we've been able to do that. We've been able to score on opening drives, get the lead early, which allows for your running game to really take over, play action pass, all of that. That's the one of the ingredients that's missing, right now.
Why'd you have Isaac Seumalo start in place of Stefan Wisniewski?
Why?
Yeah.
As a staff, sometimes you evaluate all your players, and if you need to make a change, you'll make a change, and we felt comfortable with Isaac, making the start this week.
Was he in all the first team reps last week for practice?
Isaac?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wisniewski said that he didn't think it was play related, that he was playing well, and he was benched for some other theory that he didn't want to put out there. What would you say to that?
What would the other theory? I have no idea what the other theory would be, because everything in this business is performance based. So,
you don't get pressured to play high draft picks?
Not at all. Not at all. And I don't know where that theory's coming from. If that's the theory, that's not coming from us. Not at all.
Okay, but Isaac didn't play any guard during the summer for the most part. He was almost specifically at center. So why now all of a sudden is guard a better option for him?
It's okay. So Isaac, for us, very versatile offensive lineman, and just like Big V can play left tackle, Big V can play right tackle. Stefano can play left guard. He can play center. Chance Warmack's probably the only guy that can play guard, right, for us. And so when we look at, our personnel, and if we feel as an offensive staff feel like we need to make a change somewhere, then we'll make that change. We feel comfortable with Isaac. We felt comfortable with his versatility, playing all 5 positions, which he's very capable of doing. And he's a year older. He's done well in practice, and he has earned an opportunity to play. And so we felt like this past week it was a good opportunity.
How did he perform in the game based upon the film review?
Played well. I mean, he had one bad snap in there, but overall played pretty well.
Do you think he'll still be starting Thursday night?
It's hard on a short week to make a bunch of changes, but I would anticipate probably the same lineup. Yes.
This is really a cliche. This is really a cliche, but how much of whatever you're going through starts with the line, and you're tinkering to try to get it right, but to be able to, you know, run block effectively and also consistently pass protect. How much of what you think you're going through right now is trying to get that line right?
I mean, you know, we go into every football game, you know, you try to establish the line of scrimmage. I mean, that's what every coach in America says, high school, college, pro. Let's establish the line of scrimmage. And you know, I challenge the offensive line just like I challenge the defensive line. We got to control that, and we got to. How do we control that? Well, a lot of times it's run and it's pass. It's not just one or the other. So you know, you want to point the finger at the offensive line, but there's enough to point the finger at. You know, offensively, it's not just one position. It's not one unit. A week ago, we were on our backs for missing blitz protection. You know, the week before that was something else. So, you know, it's not about one position group, or there's enough to go around. You know, offensively to get things corrected and teach and keep working.
Doug, do you feel like Carson's holding the ball too long, and how tough is that balance between him wanting to make a play down the field and just being smart with the ball?
Yeah, you know, there are times when, you know, a quarterback has to hang on to the ball to allow a receiver to come open, or, you know, if it's versus man coverage or something, or to break into a zone. I mean, that's gonna happen. You know, what you're seeing with Carson too is his ability to extend some plays, you know, with his legs, which is good. He did some, you know, last night, and it was positive. And you know, we continue to coach, we continue to teach. I think there's areas that we can all improve in, and it's one thing that I really appreciate with Carson is the fact that you know, he can and still has the mentality to drive the ball down the field, and so, you know, whether it's by, you know, play action design or straight drop back, he knows where everybody is on the field, and you know, we'll get the ball to the appropriate guy.
Doug, a couple of players have compared the start of this past season, or the start of this season, to the 2016 season. Carson yesterday saying they were younger and inexperienced, more inexperienced, and that's a reason for some of the mental errors. Do you agree with the comparison, or can you at least appreciate where they're coming from?
You can appreciate it. It feels that way. It feels because of the mistakes that we're making. I saw his comment, and, you know, mentioning that we're making rookie mistakes. You know, a veteran team making rookie mistakes, and those are the things those are the things that I've been talking about with you guys, and our players have been talking about it. So we're all on the same page with it. It has to eliminate. As I told the team at the end of the game yesterday in the locker room, that championship teams can't make these mistakes and expect to win. And so, you know, that's where we are. That's the team we're at right now. And there is a sense of urgency, I think, to obviously get better, to fix it. We're on a short week this week, but our guys are professionals, and they'll get it done.
Is there anything to be said about almost like a burnout effect? Like, in other words, we all covered the Super Bowl, and some of us are tired, and it was a long, you know, emotional road, and we didn't even play. Is there something to be said about, like, all the preparation and the mental stuff that goes into it? And I realize, like, the Patriots have gone back year in and year out, but is there something to be said for that? Like, not a letdown or even maybe a burnout, but it's hard to replicate that level the next season.
It is a challenge. Quite honestly, it is a challenge. You know, I had an opportunity when I was in Green Bay to do this back-to-back, 2 Super Bowls back-to-back, and you know, you watch teams that have had success and gone back. You know, the Patriots have been probably the team that have been the most consistent at it. And, you know, that's the thing you guard against. You guard against so-called burnout or the energy levels down. You also have to guard against what success looks like to everybody, you know, and how that can pull on people, you know, and distract people, players, coaches, I'm included, you know, and so it's. And then you know, we played almost a month and a week longer than all the other teams. So, you know, our injury level was different, and healing times, and there's all kinds of things that can sort of push things back into the regular season just a little bit. And that's kind of where we are right now as a team. We're starting to get guys healthy, you know, but then there's always a setback. Someone gets dinged up, he misses a game, and then we're trying to fight to get guys healthy again. You know, and trying to manage the roster that way each and every week. So it's a challenge. But our guys have really embraced it, quite honestly. I've seen them, the way they work in practice and during the week and how they prepare themselves. And right now it's just not carrying over enough into the games. The energy level's there. The effort is there. We're just self-inflicting ourselves with explosive plays on defense, penalties, whether it be in the secondary or on offense. You look at the second series of the second half last night, and we had I think an incomplete to Ertz. Then there's a false start in there, and then there's a second down play, and then there's another false start or a penalty in there. So now we're sitting at 3rd and 12 when we were easily at 2nd and 2. Those are things that can't happen, and that's not fatigue, that's not burnout, that's just focus, concentration, on the task at hand.
We talk so much about these mistakes, and obviously everyone's aware of them, but it seems like they're compounding. It seems like they keep adding up. Can you figure out why that is? Is it that guys are trying so hard not to make mistakes that they're losing?
I think that's part of it. I think guys are so intently trying not to mess up, and that's probably the wrong mentality. You should just go out there and be loose and play. But when we struggle starting games as fast as we have in the past, or whatever it might be, guys probably put a little extra pressure on themselves to perform, and we can't do that either. That's not healthy either.
What do you think about Bennett? What do you think about the roughing the passer call on Bennett upon watching the film?
Rule's the rule.
Plan on sending anything to the league to have? I know you send a series.
Yeah, we
of
do
plays.
that every week. We'll just get it. We'll just
Will
see
that
what
be in there?
happens. That'll probably be in there. Yeah, just
So,
to get an idea.
your offseason plan was kind of adjusted a little bit.
Start again. Sorry.
Your offseason plan was adjusted a little bit, obviously, because last season went so long, and you maybe backed off on some guys. Are you starting to maybe second guess that, or do you think that maybe the team wasn't maybe totally prepared to start the season?
No, I'm not second guessing that decision, because starting the beginning of OTAs when it started, our guys were still a little tired at the beginning. It was only 2 months from the last time we played a game, March and April, and then so backing off to save them for being fresh in training camp, being start of the regular season. So I don't second guess that decision at all. It's just a matter of now, we're into the season, and we just got to fix what's been happening.
On the decision to go for 2, I understand the math says that that's the right call. Last year in Kansas City, you kicked the PAT in the same situation. So is this a scenario you revisited?
No, I do remember that. That was an opportunity, to probably go for 2, and then a touchdown on an extra point wins that game as well. But this was a different set of circumstances. Really just new year, new season. You learn from those decisions. But we scored right there. I mean, that was my choice all the way to do that. To go for 2 last night.
It's 5 games into the season now. You haven't scored more than 23 points in a game. Is it as simple as turnovers and penalties, like you said, or do you think there's something greater with the offense?
I mean, you're watching the games, right? I mean, we're going in to score, and we drop the ball on the 5-yard line. We're first half of the game, second quarter, and we drop a pass that gives us a first down to extend a drive. We kick a field goal. That's the thing I'm talking about. Those extend drives. Those give us more opportunities to score touchdowns, and not kick them. And I love kicking field goals because it gives us points, but I'd rather score the touchdown. So it's all there's plays still to be made. Out on the football field, we're leaving plays out there. But when you, against the Colts, you have a low snap, lose 8 or 9 yards. On second down, you run, you lose another. Now you're 3rd and a mile, and you can't get any traction down there. So they're not scheme-related things. Those are human error. Those are elements that we can control and we can fix, and that's what we all understand, moving forward.
You mentioned Carson likes to drive the football down the field. Yesterday, you were able to get Shelton in the game plan. You had the big hit. How important is it to get that speed guy on the field? Is he closer just to make things easier for the guys?
Yeah, he's getting better. Obviously, we give him a handful of plays each week, and he is a speed guy, as we know, and he's a gunner on the punt team and does a great job there. And anytime you can put that type of speed on the field and utilize him, he made a heck of a play, on a contested catch, and it was great to see. We'll just continue to find ways to get him on the field, and utilize him in situations like that.
So the topic of the mistakes, I guess a more direct way to ask it is, how possible is it that some of the guys are going through a Super Bowl hangover?
I don't know. You'd probably have to ask them, quite honestly, because I'm over it. I'm trying to fix our problems right now, currently, and it seems like that we're trying to move on and move past, but we kind of keep getting compared to last season. This is a totally new season, new team, everything about it, as we are finding out, and so we fix today. And I think that's a question you'd have to ask 53 guys in the locker room, or at least the guys that were here last year.
Doug, so you have Wiz's comments about getting benched, Jay's about running the ball. You had the episode on the sideline with Fletcher Cox and Jalen Mills. I mean, you could put those together and say, is there a level of discord that's seeping in? What do you see from the inside?
I see guys that are battling their tails off and competing to play, competing with one another to play. I see their frustration, like our frustration when things don't go our way. And I see leaders on the football team standing up and leading, and that's what we need right now. That we need those guys. And we're sitting here at 2-3. We're 0-0 in our division with an opportunity this week to make some hay there. And we're looking forward to this week and moving forward. But our guys are competitive. I think that's the culture we've created. And that part of it, if we didn't have that, quite honestly, there would probably be some more issues going on. But the fact that the guys want it so bad and they're standing up and holding each other accountable, I think that's a credit to the players.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.